This evening we have a faculty speaker by the name of Ms. Jennifer Hippensteel. Ms. Hippensteel currently serves as Writing Across the Curriculum Coordinator, an English instructor, and is our 2014 recipient of Southwestern Community College Excellence in Teaching Award. Ms. Hippensteel earned her Bachelor of Arts degree from King College and her Master's of Arts degree from Wheaton College. She grew up in Virginia, attended King College in Tennessee. After graduation, she moved to Honduras to teach English at a bilingual high school where she discovered her calling for teaching. Upon returning to U.S., she attended graduate school just outside of Chicago at Wheaton College. And Ms. Hippensteel met her husband, Jim Hippensteel, a history instructor here at SCC. Sorry, Jim. While working at boarding school in Montana after completing her master's degree. After marrying and moving to Virginia to teach for a period of time, the couple moved to Western North Carolina in 2010 to teach together here at SCC. And we are proud to have both of them on board with us. Among Ms. Hippensteel's accomplishments, she has given presentations about writing across the curriculum program at state and international conferences, serves as the faculty sponsor for Campus Crusade, is a member of the SCC Honor Guard in recognition of her mentorship of our honors program students, has served as the lead quality enhancement program evaluator at a Southern Association of Colleges Schools Commission on Colleges visiting team, our accrediting body. And comments from her students include such statements as, Ms. Hippensteel's enthusiasm is contagious. I've never been a fan of poetry or Shakespeare, but Ms. Hippensteel brought both to life in a way that I've never experienced. Because of her, I decided to major in English. Great, enthusiastic instructor with great teaching abilities. She keeps your interest and promotes community. Ms. Hippensteel enjoys sports of all types, especially baseball, movies, pop culture, rides horses, and competes in the sport of dressage, and of course, loves reading and writing. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Jennifer Hippensteel.
Graduates, congratulations. Tonight is your night. It's a night to be proud. So let's turn the focus to you now, not so much on me. Tonight, be proud. It's a night to hold your head up, to know that you've done it. You've persevered, you've faced obstacles, you've stared down your own doubts and fears, and maybe even the doubts and fears of other people. And you're here. You did it. You're sitting here in this auditorium tonight wearing the gown and this hat and tassel. You walked into pomp and circumstance and people rose in your honor. That makes you, for tonight, the star of this story. And it is your story. It's your journey. You are the one who have gone out, who have conquered, who have persevered. In the storytelling and literary tradition, that character, the one who goes out, who conquers, who perseveres, is the hero of the story. And I know that word carries with it a certain cultural weight around it, and rarely are you going to find someone who just says, oh yeah, I'm a hero. But in the literary sense of the term, and in the sense of those characters that inhabit the stories that we tell one another, you are indeed the hero, whether you feel like it or you recognize it or not. Heroes are important in the stories that we tell as humans. The most ancient myths are filled with heroic exploits, some noble and some not so noble. Heroes are often flawed, sometimes deeply so. And even our modern stories in television and movies often center around a hero and his or her journey. And when we look at this common theme across all these different stories, it becomes clear there is a pattern to the journey that this hero takes. The classic hero's journey is nearly always made up of the same distinct phases. The hero starts at home, but he can't stay there. He often moves away then, often surrounded by a team of like-minded fellow companions. The hero has to face a dragon, or 6. There's often a very low point where it seems that all is lost. And then the hero returns home, but different, changed. And looking at these phases a bit more closely, we can see how they apply to you. What has brought you here, the journey you've taken, and the journey you're about to take. The classical hero's journey starts at home, but the hero can't stay there. Somehow, and typically by an outside force beyond that hero's control, the hero is given a task. The hero must leave, go on a quest, a journey that is sure to be difficult. Mostly the hero physically leaves, but there's also an emotional and psychological leaving that the hero must do as well. In addition to leaving, the hero is typically unlikely. Not exactly the sort you would think who would take this kind of journey. The hero in many stories is perceived as weak, or flawed, or small, like a hobbit, or a studious geek, think Spider-Man, or reluctant to participate in the journey, think Katniss. However, the hero is usually surrounded by a company of fellow travelers and friends, and they can often help this hero overcome those deficits or flaws. And sure enough, along the way, the hero faces great obstacles. Sometimes dragons, sometimes other people, sometimes himself or herself. And there is always at least one low point, sometimes several, where all seems lost. But after overcoming against great odds and achieving the purpose of the journey, the hero heads back home. But the hero finds out pretty quickly that home doesn't fit like it used to. The hero is changed. Sometimes physically, Frodo loses a finger, Luke Skywalker loses a hand. But nearly all the time changed emotionally and psychologically. And the hero has to learn how to fit in at home again. And that's the basic heroic quest in a nutshell. Sitting here tonight, it would be easy to say you are at the beginning of one of these journeys, ready to set out, to surround yourself with a company of like thinkers, to face oncoming dragons, to hit low points where all seems lost, but to conquer them and to achieve the quest. And you are, all you heroes. But, in the words of T.S. Eliot, what we call the beginning is often the end. And to make an end is to make a beginning. The end is where we start from. You're actually standing at a crack in the pavement with one foot still in the old journey and one foot in the new one. So what if we say then that tonight you're actually at the end phase of that one journey? You're in the return back home part. Think about it this way. You started your journey here at SCC, probably in orientation in this very room. You left home. And even if you didn't physically leave, you still left what was comfortable, the status quo, or whatever life it was you were living. And you may have been set on this journey somewhat reluctantly, by forces bigger than yourself. A lost job, a failing economy, a changing life situation, or a shift in your goals or your dreams. And during your time here, you've surrounded yourself with a company of like thinkers, your friends, your peers, your classmates, advisors, faculty members. And you've conquered dragons along the way. Obstacles that stood in your way, life events, doubts, fears, exams, research papers. You've probably hit a low point, or 10, along the way, where all seemed lost, and where all of your goals seemed unattainable, and it was possible the quest would fail. But it didn't. And you persevered, and now you're returning. You're going back to life outside. But just like the literary hero, you've changed. You've learned and you've grown in ways that won't allow you to fit back in to the roles and the places that you once found so comfortable. You've developed new ideas, new ways of thinking that prod you forward to new roles once you're back where you started out. So don't be surprised when you don't fit back in like you thought you would. Again, T.S. Eliot, we shall not cease from exploration, and the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time. These journeys we take are a spiral, a cyclical journeying that brings us around to the same place, but every time we come back, we've changed so much that we see it with new eyes and with a new perspective. So you may find that your time on this particular journey has changed you in ways you hadn't expected. And it may feel uncomfortable and challenging to recognize those changes. But there's good news. It's all okay. The change and the growth and the new ideas that you have encountered here are what make us human. And it's what keeps us from growing stale. They prod us forward into new cycles of the journey that we might not have attempted otherwise. But every end is also a beginning, and you are about to begin a new journey, armed with new knowledge, surrounded by new friends, and sure to face new obstacles along the way. But think of all the practice you've had here facing down dragons. So go, do it. Take that step that signals not only the end of this particular journey, but the beginning of the next. Be sure to surround yourself with like-minded companions who can hold you up when all else seems lost. Face your dragons with great courage and complete the quest before you. Go now, all you heroes.